In this week's Retro Pop Culture News, a bunch of actors got together to remake the whole Princess Bride movie. Then the Magic School Bus is getting a live action movie, and you can buy Snake Eyes and Cobra Commander's masks. And we have a lot more news to talk about, so don't turn that dial. What up to my peoples, and welcome to Retro Crunch, your #1 source for retro pop culture and news. So the first thing that I want to talk about, and probably my favorite news of the week, is that over on the streaming service Quibi, a bunch of A-list actors got together to create a homemade version of the classic film Princess Bride. Now there's already a few homemade clips of the movie that's already out that you can watch now, but the complete version is going to be available on June 29th. The idea was thought up by Jason Reitman to get a bunch of actors together to remake the whole film, and it was made in a vertical format, which is what Quibi uses. This ensemble cast that Jason put together is huge. I'm not going to go through the whole list, but just to name a few are Jack Black, Tiffany Haddish, Hugh Jackman, Jennifer Garner, Sophie Turner, and Joe Jonas, which is her husband, and there are a ton more. The Princess Bride is one of those all-time great classics, and this homemade version is really going to be fun to watch. So if you are a fan of the movie, you're going to want to check this out. Next up, the Magic School Bus is being made into a live-action movie, and Elizabeth Banks, she's been cast to star as Miss Frizzle. Now, she's the teacher who takes all those students on those adventurous and unusual field trips. I can't really think of anybody better to play Miss Frizzle than Elizabeth Banks. She's been in a bunch of interesting and quirky type of roles in the past, all throughout her career, and I actually think that her and Miss Frizzle shop at the same place. If you want to catch up on the 1994 show or the new Netflix one that's called The Magic School Bus Rides Again, they're both on Netflix right now. Then CBS has released a few pictures for its upcoming remake of Stephen King's The Stand. It was originally made in 1978, but this new TV version is going to have 9 episodes. There was a 4-part miniseries, I think it came out in 1994, and it was pretty low budget compared to this one that's going to be coming out pretty soon. Don't get me wrong, I did like that version, even though it's kind of dated now. The thing that kind of bothered me about it is it felt like it was a little bit too rushed. And this one having 9 episodes, I feel that they're going to have a lot more time to flesh out the story. And just in case you didn't know, The Stand is actually about a super flu that kills off 99% of the world's population. So this is probably pretty good timing for that movie. And some more movie news to keep an eye out is Jim Varney and the Ernest franchise. They're going to be explored in an upcoming documentary called The Importance of Being Ernest. The trailer was actually released earlier this month, and I believe it was on or near what would have been Varney's 71st birthday. If you remember the Ernest movies from your childhood, there was a ton of them, but they were actually pretty fun to watch. Also, Netflix finally gave us a July 30th date for the first movie in the Transformers War for Cybertron trilogy, and there's a new trailer. And just so you know, the BMX movie Rad has been remastered in HD and 4K, and they have a new high-def trailer for it. So moving on to some other news, one of our very own YouTubers, Pixel Dan, he has a book that's coming out that details every He-Man toy ever made. The book is actually going to be over 700 pages, and it's actually up for pre-order right now, and I'll link to it down below. Then Hasbro is making 2 life-size G.I. Joe masks that you can pre-order as well. One is for Snake Eyes, and the other is for Cobra Commander. I like them because they both look a lot like the cartoon, but I'm actually kind of curious as how you can actually see through the mask, because both of them look like you can't even see through it. And they're going to be about $120, and they're exclusively through GameStop. Another cool retro toy is Walmart just announced that they have the Transformers G1 Autobot Blaster. He's up for pre-order right now, and I'll link to that down below. And if you want to get your 80s look on, there is a new limited edition MTV X collection that you can get over at champions.com. Finally, if you're into retro news and nostalgia stuff just like this one, I will see you in the next video right over there. I'll catch you on the flip side, and remember, if it ain't retro, it ain't worth watching.